before you go and start typing, nothing will replace Construct. Just watch the video first before you type it at least. Yes, I know this video might also feel like a reach, but I'm gonna reach anyways because I generally think this map is quite interesting and want to talk about it more. For those that currently have early access on Sandbox, you've probably played on the map that also has the name Construct, which was also made by Facepunch themselves. With this map, I also did a comparison video between this map and the legendary Gmod version to see what similarities and also differences that both of these maps have. Obviously, to be fair, the Construct map that currently sits on Sandbox is rather an interesting one, but also a bit of a sluggish one, literally. And that's when post-edit Iridium comes in. So, as of this video, when it does go out, this is more recently, I went on my way to go and play on the Construct map once more again because I wanted some more footage. I did notice that, of course, my frame rate was pretty fine. The lowest I got was probably 10 frames less than of 60 FPS. And the lowest I really got was around like 40 to 41 frames when I looked at a part of the, I guess, lake area, which is kind of weird. But aside from that, it really hasn't been as bad as what it used to be in certain areas that are shown in the video. This argument seems to be null and void now, so I just want to correct myself before somebody yells at me and says, hey, we kinda did fix that, so yeah. Nonetheless, if you really want to see all the comparisons I've made, click here to check that out. So a new map has appeared that Facepunch has been slightly working on and also using quite a bit. Of course, if the Facepunch devs are watching this video, they're probably laughing and giggling at this reach since this new map could just be a simple and nice looking test ground where they can test everything being worked on for the Sandbox game mode itself. It's interesting to see more of the Square map being used directly with new examples of tools being developed for the game mode and other things like the video preview you'll see in the Sandbox menu for the game mode. All that other stuff aside, let's actually get into the map itself. Starting off with its presentation, it's a smaller map with a ton of personality you can find, like the bank and stores that are nearby, the big empty space of grass alongside with a river-like area. But wait, I then noticed that there's this new station building that's here when you turn around after spawning into the map for the first time. It's not really bad, but this wasn't here before and actually a recent change. Originally, from what I remember, there was this interesting concrete brutalism styled building that also had a light room under it, just like the light room in Construct. Hint hint. Instead, it looks like it was ultimately removed and replaced with this new walkthrough station building as I mentioned before. The large body of grass also feels very at home to start building whatever your heart desires. And this is what I came up with. Not too bad at all if I say so myself. With this body of grass, it seems just like Construct, but rather a bit more smaller size to play with, and even a nice little hill that leads to this sort of river or dam-like area at the bottom. Going back to the surrounding buildings, the most detailed building is actually based off of a real building in England, according to Backscratch, the lead map developer on the game. It also leads down a nice open space with a tree right in between both buildings. It also has a nice little alleyway which connects the backside of the map together so you can explore and do whatever heinous things you want to do behind here. Now, if you're wondering, you mentioned there was a light room, but where's the dark room? Well, what if I told you the dark room is actually hidden in this building right here? Weird, right? And that's when it started to click in my head with this weird theory. Why is there a dark room but not a light room anywhere to be found? And also, why is there even these type of rooms in this map if it wasn't going to be used in any style of Construct map? Okay, this one was an incredibly bad reach, but I still don't know why that's even a thing, to be honest. Well, that question was already answered. Personally, I think it would be pretty cool to see this light room go from this location here to this location here. Reason being is, it feels like this area is one big concrete fortress or bunker. To be able to have a brutalism styled concrete fortress to explore, but also to lead down to the gate under the building and also into the small river could be absolutely awesome for people to mess around in. But this is just a wish and not a guarantee it would really even happen. Oddly enough, you can still see parts of the map that are in the blocking stage, where everything is blocked out and then eventually whatever buildings are needed will be placed in their respectful locations. I noticed that there was a slightly open door in one of the buildings, which I want to note while writing the script for this video. I was going to mention the idea of how awesome it would be to be able to go into one of these buildings. In the end, I got what I wanted, and it's entirely possible. Even better, it provides the best looking room I've seen on the Source 2 engine and one of my favorite spots in this map, second to the parking garage in the Construct map made for Sandbox. There would have to be a lot more questions asked if Square does so happen to be the new replacement for the Construct map in the future, like, what was the reasoning for the switch to this map specifically? What would make this map rather more special than the Construct map that was already made for the game before? Again, this really feels like a reach, but personally I'd think with Square, I generally like what it has to provide and offer as a somewhat small but quaint little map. It has some secrets between the nooks and crannies to do and create whatever your heart desires if you want to play on this map by yourself or with your friends if you choose to. Speaking of squared, meaning 2 in the math world, check out this video of how Source 2 could become a lot easier to access soon. Thanks for watching.